Hello there, H. I hope that I am saying your name right. Hello there, everybody else. We're doing a little reading for a lady that goes by Age today. Right now I'm just clearing the cards as I get ready for that reading, so I'm going to take this opportunity to remind you that if you would like to have a one-question internet reading for the low price of $6, just like this one, you can check out my website to find out how to do that. And then also, if you would like to have a private reading, a one-question or a two-question reading, I do also offer those options there. And I also do live readings, which are private readings as well. And so whatever floats your boat reading-wise, we can probably work something out there. And then what else do I have? I also have addiction relief services, once again, on my website. Those are for people who are either very close to me or far away. Does not matter. Just as effective either way, just like the readings. I also do reiki, also just as effective whether it's in person or at a distance. And all of those can be found on my website. For local people only, meaning within the Golden, Colorado area or a 2-hour driving distance, I offer psychic parties where either I read for you and your guests, or where I facilitate as you and your guests explore your own psychic abilities. And then the last thing is also local area only. I do clear houses. So if you're having trouble with negative entities, negative energies, even if you're just trying to put your house on the market and you want it to sell more quickly and you want to have a little bit of an advantage or an upper hand in that, then I'm the person to call. All right, so let's get on with the reading for Age. She wants to know, if she leaves Manny now, will Manny realize things, and will it be better for her? I read this question before, and I kind of thought, oh, okay, I know exactly what that question is. Now as I'm reading it again, I'm kind of wondering, better for her in what way? Like, will life be better for her as a single individual? Or will life be better for her because he'll realize stuff and want to get back together and be in a better place as far as with the relationship? Let's go back and check the background. She's a little nervous about this, but been stressing about this for years, and I guess I just have to know. I love this guy named Manny, so I am thinking she probably wants to know, will that actually make the relationship better in the long run for her to step out of it temporarily and let Manny miss what she brings to the table? That's kind of what I'm guessing that she means. But I'm going to ask the question actually just exactly the way she wrote it and see what Spirit brings out. So, if Age leaves Manny now, will Manny realize things, and will it be better for Age? Okay, so as I read the cards, just looking at them just on the technical basis, which you should know when I put down a yes or no spread, which basically is what this is, if I get all major arcanas and evens, I know I've got a yes. If I get all court cards and odds, then I've got a no. If I get four of yeses or 4 of nos, I count that as a strong yes or a strong no. Solid. Which is what we have here. We have 4 yeses and 1 no. So then I also like to look at the details of the situation. So we got a yes. So if Age leaves Manny now, Manny will realize things and it will be better for her. I want to look at details a little bit here. Because I was hoping this would say this will be better for her as an individual, or better for the two of them as they move forward. And on the surface, I don't have anything that glares either one of those out at me. So let's take a peek here. The first thing that comes up is a card that talks about the truth coming out. So by you leaving him, there is going to be some truth coming out. I think that it's not only the truth that you're expecting for him to realize that, hey, I've been taking this girl for granted, but I think there's some truth about him that comes out as well. Maybe you start realizing, what does he bring to the table? I have stuck with him for a while. There's a reason for that. But I have more of a sense that not only will that be going on, so there's going to be both of you appreciating each other a little bit more through that, but there's also, I think you're going to get some new insights into Manny that you haven't had before that's going to help you understand a little bit more about how he operates and how he acts towards you. The next thing that I see coming up, and I kind of want to clarify, is this what I think it is, first of all, and then which side this is happening on. So, Okay, so it looks to me like I think, looking after now that I've clarified this card, I think that whenever you actually speak your truth, whenever you tell Manny that you're thinking that maybe splitting up might actually help the relationship, I think that is going to be a shakeup. I think that's going to be a shakeup, and I think maybe it will take you actually leaving that relationship after you tell him that, but I think you guys are going to end up back together really quickly right after that. And the reason I didn't catch that right away, that's not normally what I would put this card as that came up for that, but when I clarified it, it does talk about coming back together, and it talks about ironing out old things that really were not working out, and not only ironing things out, but putting some things on the table that maybe you haven't told each other were bothering you before, and I think that's going to go both ways. I think you guys do end up continuing with the relationship. The fact that we've got this, the truth comes out, and where you guys are getting back together, so close together, I think you guys are going to actually be split up less than a week, probably less than 3 days. And then making this new start after you've talked about what's been going on and why you're not happy, both of you. So this is not only going to be you telling Manny why you haven't been happy, it's also going to be you listening to Manny say, this. This feels like this is more of a two-way street than it is about, all about your unhappiness. There's also some unhappiness on his part too that needs to be addressed. And I think that neither one of you have really told each other in calm ways, not in the midst of some kind of angst, but just in calm ways, been able to talk about this before. I think when you step back, this does allow you guys to kind of talk about it a little bit. I do feel like there is going to be a little bit of an ego on Manny's part, a little bit of a hurt ego when you step back. And there's going to be a little bit of, well, she's not happy. Well, there's been all this stuff that I've been dealing with too that I haven't been totally happy either, but neither one of you has communicated that. It's almost like you guys care so much about each other. You don't want to hurt each other's feelings, but things need to get better, but you're not really saying anything. And for you, I think there's less of that, Age. I think that you are saying some things, but there are some other things that you're not too happy about. So I think you guys are putting some stuff on the table, and really this is where some of that truth is coming out. You're understanding each other better. And so that's going to help you to move forward. And I think that you guys, like I said, I don't see you being apart for very long. I think you guys are going to move forward again pretty quickly. You do have the Tower showing up in the spread, and the Tower means a major shakeup. So when you move forward, I think that the changes that you're making are going to be majorly different. And I think that, you're basically going to be rebuilding this relationship from the foundation up, because there's enough going on that's being changed that it's basically like you've sort of taken the relationship and torn it down, and now you're putting it back up in a way that works better for the both of you. So that's what I see coming in there. And I don't think that it's going to be super easy. Of course, the Tower kind of implies that it's not super easy, but it doesn't have, a really terrible meaning, which it can at sometimes. It just, this time it's really talking about putting in the work, putting in the effort to make things go right this time. And I think that you're both going to wonder a little bit, is this worth it? Is this worth it to keep moving forward once you've done that, because you're making so many changes? So the key here is try to be patient with yourself, try to be patient with him once you're making these changes, and realize that, these are big changes. So it's okay if you slip into old patterns for a little bit, as long as you catch yourself and pull yourself back out of those pretty quickly. And I think, too, the other thing that I'm picking up, Age, is that, part of the reason that things are not going the way that you would like them to is because you kind of give in to Manny a lot of times without really telling him that you're giving in. You're just doing this because you care about him and you just want to see him happy, but you're putting yourself behind him as far as a priority. And so for some of this, not for all of this, but for some of this, he really isn't to blame. He doesn't even realize that you don't want to do some of these things that you do for him. Okay, so I think that, you've got that going on, and so it's going to be part of the difficulty here is going to be for you not to slide back into your way of just automatically just doing those things to make him happy, and not pay attention so much to what makes you happy. And it's going to be really important for this relationship as well as for yourself to make sure that you stay focused and balanced in this, that everything can't always go towards him, because then you'll end up resenting it. Even though you love him, you have to have that balance of some things you have to do for yourself. Okay? All right, so that's what I've got, my dear. I hope that it's helpful for you and gives you an idea moving forward what's going to work better for you. And thank you so much for choosing me. Peace out.